The PLL has arrived in Long Island for the semifinal games this weekend. I was actually in attendance live at Hofstra for these games, and oh my god, this first one was a banger. I've been going to professional lacrosse games at Hofstra since about 2015, and this was easily the best game I've seen on the field and the best crowd I've seen. The crowds get bigger and bigger every year. The game is growing. It's amazing to see. The crowd there was backing their hometown team, the New York Atlas, real hard. They were getting loud, showing a lot of passion, which was incredibly impressive, especially because it was raining half the time too, which didn't put a damper on anyone's spirits. The PLL went hard. They had a DJ, a whole ton of fun stuff. Even though it was raining, I still saw a lot of people dancing, getting down with it. They had the dude wipes thrown, made a stallion 700s. That was hilarious. And the live game experience is unmatched in lacrosse. You can feel the physicality. You can hear the players chirping. You can hear Matty Palem yelling to guys on the sideline, telling them to shut their damn mouth. It's hilarious. I got to dap up Matt Dunn. I told him he's the man. He told me thanks. That was cool. And it's awesome to see how far Pro Lax has come. But enough with my experience. Let's talk lacrosse. Last week, the Whipsnakes beat the Denver Outlaws in what was a surprisingly close game. They've been on a roll lately. So far, 5-0 over their last 5 games and playing definitely with the championship mentality. They're easily the best coached and organized team in the PLL, at least in the second half of the season. The Atlas, on the other hand, are the clear best team in the league. They have been for pretty much the entire season. They're stacked at every position. Jeff Teat, their star player, has been on an absolutely generational run. They have, however, had 3 weeks off before this game. Will that affect them at all? Will we see rust? The Whipsnakes were in a similar predicament last week. They started slightly slow, but didn't show too many signs of rust. As we all know, the winner of this game is going to the championship in Philly. Now, we know about both these teams. It's late enough in the season. I don't have to tell you too much of the details. You should know already. So let's get right into it. First highlight of the game is actually a short stick D-Midi highlight. Yeah, damn right I'm showing D-Midi highlights. He hits the crowbar on Mike chanenchuk, who does have a good control. He hangs onto it, but great technique on the crowbar. Immediately after that, who other than Jeff Teat to start us off with the scoring? He uses his magical head game to get the snipe. The crowd was loud as hell all day.
They can start the break like this. There's Teat takes the shot.
I thought it might have just been in person that it seemed so loud, but nah, you can even hear it on the broadcast. This is probably one of the top 2 or 3 crowds I've heard so far this season. They were electric. Few moments later, Ajax Zapitello of the Whipsnakes, who played amazing this game, had an incredible performance. He strips the 2B MVP Jeff Teat. Then the Defensive Player of the Year nominee from the Atlas, Gavin Adler, gets the ball, runs down the field, looks like he might be about to shoot, but he finds Connor Shellenberger in way too much space, who converts his very first playoff goal of his career. Now, there was a little bit of beef after this play, a little bit of scrap. Tim Muller kind of getting into it with them. Hey, you gotta like the blood boiling a little bit really early. I love Matty Palem pushing guys away, telling them to go to their bench. He's the man. The Atlas make it 3 in a row when Brian Costabile dances from up top a little bit, gets underneath, and really weird shot here. He's kind of, I don't know if this is a diving goal, a falling away goal. I don't know what to call this, but he shoots it shorthand, falling to the turf, then hits the Undertaker celly. As a WE fan, I love that. Hot start, though, from the Atlas. Exactly what they needed coming off of 3 weeks and no games. Levi Anderson then starts off the scoring for his Whipsnake squad. He uses his signature swim move that he loves so much. He hits this all the time, and it's pretty deadly, to be honest. He's starting to make it look unstoppable, but he gets his boys back in the game before the Atlas can really get their momentum going. T.J Malone catches this ball at X and kind of dusts Brett Makar, gets a step on him, but what a poke check. Is that a poke check? Either way, he kind of spears him, javelins him with the poke check that has so much force it actually knocks him to the ground. That's a super satisfying poke check. Great defensive play, great recovery. Malone, however, gets his revenge very shortly after, showing out just how versatile he is. It's so ridiculous how deep his bag is. He can score from the inside, quick sticks, step downs on the run like we see here. This guy has it all. He's running to his left, sweeping, and just paints that corner, absolutely snipes it. I love these on the run shots where the players kind of leave their stick dangling out for a step or two before then they put the torque into it and rip it. It just looks really pretty. I don't know how effective it is because there's not that much deception, but when you got pace like that on the shot, it doesn't matter. Despite the hot start, the Whipsnakes are right here with them. It's 3-2 halfway through the first. Now, hold on to your seats here because Trevor Baptiste has a real treat for us. He scores not 1, not 2, but 3 points in only 4 seconds. That first one you just saw, he wins the faceoff real clean, past the second best faceoff guy in the world, runs straight past him, gets the goal. On the second one, I'm gonna emphasize, against the only other best faceoff man in the world, wins it clean again. This time from 2, drops a bomb on the Whipsnakes. Like I just said, 3 points in 4 seconds. You think the commentators are hype about this one?
We go again this time. Trevor Baptiste.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's do that.
The players were definitely hype about this one. You got them on the hot mics dropping F-bombs on ESPN. In person, the crowd got so hyped here. My ears were almost popping. It was loud. These kids were loving it, especially. I saw this in person. They got them on the broadcast too. Guess who else they got on the broadcast? Yeah, who's that right there? Who's that right there? The PLL knows what's good. They catch me on camera every time. They know I know ball. They got me last year when I was there rocking my Redwoods jersey too. Of course, that sequence there gave the Atlas a ton of momentum, but the Whipsnakes refused to go down big early. Levi Anderson gets a goal, looking very, very similar to that one T.J Malone scored a minute ago. Only difference was he initiated from midfield. And the last highlight of the quarter is going to be another defensive one. The Atlas long poles get a good double team and land like I don't know if Gavin Adler knocked that out or if it was the other long pole that landed that nice sweet slap check, the wrap check. Doesn't matter who got it. Great team defense there. And good God, guys, that's a lot of highlights for the whole game. That was only the first quarter. That's a whole game's worth of highlights. The playoffs in lacrosse rock. Second and third quarter do slow down a little bit, but not by much. On this sweeping dodge here, Dox Aiken puts his shoulder into the defender and rips a corner again. There's a lot of snipes in this game. We all know Dox Aiken is an insane athlete, and he's proving it here again. I'm just happy this guy came back from the NFL to come back to lacrosse, play on the sport that really loves him the most. The NFL doesn't care about you, man. Stay in the PLL. We appreciate you. The best college goalie of this past season, Liam Entemann, makes this great kick save here, which is kind of a rare one where you save the ball and it just stops dead right in the floor. No rebound, no roll, nothing. So pretty neat. Myles Jones proves his relevancy in this league once again. This man is still not done. He still knows how to use his body. He might not be as fast or powerful as he was, but he's a vet now. He's got the knowledge. He knows how to put his big body in the right spots, get in the good positions to score, and he does here. Krebs got a piece of that one, but just too much pace to alter the shot. And finally, to end the half, Brian Costabile picks up the ball. Very underrated passer he is, but he finds Connor Shellenberger right in the crease, who can't convert, wide open. He gets rocked too. Insult to injury on that play, and that wraps up the first half. Wow, that was a lot going on in that half, and it doesn't slow down much in the second. Right now, it's 8-5 for the Atlas. This has been a really fast game, like super fast. Both teams are pushing transition like nuts, sprinting up and down the field, absolutely flying. It's got the physicality and intensity that you would expect and love to see in a playoff game. The Whips 2 MVPs at attack are still pretty quiet. They haven't done much. The rookie T.J Malone is carrying his 2 MVP line mates. Insane. Teat has been getting some good looks for himself, but it's not looking as simple and easy as it has been for him this season. It doesn't look like he's playing against middle schoolers. They are giving him a challenge. I heard some whispers, some rumors, allegations that he was ghosting in this game, but I don't like that narrative. He was playing well. He was making good passes for his teammates, getting good looks, but he just wasn't converting their other great saves. He was hitting the pipe. His teammates were missing the open looks he was giving them. He was playing good, not really getting on the score sheet, but he was playing well. And that generational face-off matchup that we got, that's gonna feed families for generations. As entertaining it was billed, Baptiste jumped out and was dominating Nardella early, but as it says at halftime, 9 wins for Trevor Baptiste, 5 wins for Joe Nardella. Baptiste, of course, though, has 2 goals, 3 points. Enough of that. I want to keep watching these highlights. Let's get back into the game. First 6 minutes of the third quarter were honestly really slow. Brennan Krebs was a big reason why, because he was saving absolutely everything in the second half, especially in those first couple minutes. He was probably encouraged because he had his own personal fan section up in the bleachers sitting behind me. There was like 20 kids from Manhattan College there supporting him, which was great to see. The Whipsnakes eventually do get the scoring started off in the second half. Zedd Williams recognizes how much space there is on the right side. He drives up the field, connects with T.J Malone. T.J Malone, a matter Matt Rambo, million fakes, and he puts it away. All three attackmen connecting on that one. I'm surprised it took Matt Rambo this long to get going, but he finally puts one away, looking cool, calm, and as collected as ever. A million fakes on the crease. No goalie is gonna save that. Ice in the veins. Concerning turn of events for Atlas fans on this one here, especially after what happened in the first half. Liam Entemann gets hit with a shot and starts looking hobbled, which as a one-off might not seem that bad, but in the first half, going for a run out, he jumped out of his net and twisted his ankle too, so Entemann's pretty banged up at this point in the game. Later in that same exact possession, Colin Heacock is dodging and actually gets into his defender's stick and snaps it. That's how big of a dude Heacock is. Me personally, I always thought it was slightly easier defending without your stick. Maybe I'm just a little weird for that, but Heacock slips past his defender and sneaks it inside the near post of Entemann. Entemann, though, wouldn't let that get to his head because on this clear here, super slick, the goalie throws a behind the back pass under pressure. Every single one of these guys in the PLL is so skilled, it's actually disgusting when your goalie is throwing behind the back passes. Stop it, man. It's just nuts how good these guys are. And confident, too. Imagine the confidence it takes to do that in a playoff game. And wrapping up the third, T.J Malone scores this awesome goal. He gets the ball right at X, fakes the switch to his right hand, ends up sprinting to his left, slips between two, one-handed finish, makes the two Atlas defenders collide with each other. That is tough. That goal literally gets better every single time I watch it. Of course, the finish is clean, but the dodge that set that up was awesome too, and making two defenders slide into each other, well, that's just the cherry on top. That's disrespectful. That goal brought it to being a dead even 8-8 heading into the fourth, as exciting as it gets. The Atlas really slowed down after halftime. They had that hot start, but only scored 0 goals in the third quarter. None. They scored nothing. That defensive mentality was showcased here, which a play like this is one of my favorite examples of why lacrosse is the fastest sport on 2 feet. Liam Entemann makes a really dope save on the MVP, Matt Rambo, sends the ball up the field with Kobe Smith. They work it around for a quick second, get a shot off. The shooter gets decked. Krebs outlets it up the field to Bernhardt. Bernhardt tries for it too. Entemann saves that one again. So now we have Entemann save, Krebs save, and Entemann save. We're going all the way back up the field again to Connor Shellenberger. Shellenberger swings it to Costabile, who has a lot of heat, gets a 2-pointer. I love lacrosse. I love how Costabile is just such a streaky player. Like, he'll go missing from the score sheet for quite a few games in a row. Not that he's playing bad. He'll play really good, but he just won't get on the score sheet, and then he'll come alive in a game like this, score a couple super hype goals. That diving shot, now this 2-pointer where he celebrates hard, lets all the emotions come out. Love this dude's shot. It looks so aggressive every time he shoots. Got so much pace. I would never ever want to stand in front of one of those. Then Jeff Teat, who's still been playing well but hasn't been able to get a goal or assist for a long time in this game, catches the ball right up top and comes alive right at the right time. Absolute heater to the top corner. Perfect timing for one to finally fall for him. The Atlas now go up 3 with only 5 minutes left, looking like they are about to secure this game. But nothing is ever secure in the Premier Lacrosse League. The Whipsnakes off camera got one. Then Colin Heacock catches this ball in space and paints a corner. Another goal for him shooting from distance. The reliable veteran, always stepping up in the big moments. He is a leader in terms of mentality, in terms of his actions. I don't know how you could be a lacrosse fan and not appreciate Colin Heacock. Speaking of vets who know how to step up when it matters most, his longtime teammate and best friend Matt Rambo scores the same goal in crunch time that he always scores, and it pisses me off how this goal always works. How many times has Matt Rambo scored on this exact type of shot to either tie the game or win the game? Just driving up lefty, nothing too fancy, and then just the shot wrapping around the defender. There is literally nothing you can do. You can be in this guy's face and he will still score this shot. It's automatic for him. Teammates at Hype, they're dropping more F-bombs on ESPN+.
Delivers again.
Hey, I like it. I don't know if they're going to be happy about it, but I like it. So we got a tied game now, and Dox Aiken gets the ball on the clear. Typical punt return clear. He looks like he's in trouble, but whoop! Clean swim dodge past 2 men there. 1 minute left in the fourth. Still tied up. The Whipsnakes likely on their last possession of the game. The hottest player in the league, T.J Malone, wide open up top from the left side, exactly where he wants it, but Entemann's there. He actually saves this one with his elbow. So he goes all the way around and saves it here. Incredible, clutch as it gets. And that was actually it for regulation. This one is going to overtime. This game was so intense. It is still intense. Everyone in the crowd was incredibly nervous. Everyone's heart's in their throat. I was looking around. I saw kids, hands on their heads, you know, people like this. They couldn't watch. It was awesome. Let me remind you, winner goes to the championship. In the ever important first face-off to win the first possession of overtime, Baptiste actually seems like he's going to win this one on nardella. He kind of gets it to himself. Seems like he's gonna get the ground ball. Goes to scoop it, gets checked, and then twists his ankle. It sounds like he got really hurt. He was mic'd up for this. You heard him scream in agony on live TV, which sucks for the Atlas. But in the grand scheme of things for this game, it doesn't really matter. There's only going to be one face-off in overtime, unless it goes to a second overtime, but that almost never happens. This overtime period went on forever. Both these teams got a bunch of fantastic opportunities and were playing super hard, exemplified by T.J Malone, who really does everything for this team, including gritting, grinding, running out for these loose balls, diving to save him from going out of bounds. Eventually, the Atlas get it to exactly who they want to get it to. Jeff Teat, who has a short stick matchup on Bernhardt. He is able to get himself free, drives to the net, but can't get it on goal. He looks like he twists his ankle or something. The Atlas stars are going down one by one in this period. It's a war of attrition. The Atlas don't convert on that possession. The Whipsnakes can't convert on their possession. It goes back to the Atlas. They get exactly what they want. A Jeff Teat off-ball shot, quick stick. This thing had a lot of pace on it, but Krebs is there. He's playing out of his mind too. Great shot, better save. After that, Whipsnakes got another possession, couldn't score. Atlas got another possession, couldn't score. The Whipsnakes then go to clear it. Krebs throws this nice dime to Bernhardt. Tough to catch though. He almost drops it out of bounds, but he has a save. So that's 2 out of bounds saves from the Whips. The drama in this one is crazy. I'm not even a fan of either of these teams, and my heart was pounding. We're halfway through overtime, and I start thinking this could go to a second period of overtime. Neither team is scoring. And after this play, I thought there's no way either team scores. The Atlas create a good shot for themselves. I think that's Doc's Aiken hitting a question mark. Another save by Krebs. That's his 17th of the day. Ground ball fight. Guys are hacking. Stevens picks it up. He gets a shot off the pipe. What is going on? We're more than halfway through OT. More fighting for the ground ball. Teat's on the ground. Ajax Zapitello picks it up, gets a body check, but makes the slight outlet bounce pass. What the hell's going on? This game is nuts. I mean, that looked cool from the broadcast angle. Look at the angle from my phone. You see Muller trying to kick it, hitting the splits. I mean, watch this 10 times. These plays are so detailed. There's so much going on. You notice and appreciate something different and something better every time you watch it. Once again, I love lacrosse. So right after that super gritty ground ball fight, the whip swing it to Levi Anderson. He brings the short stick D-mini down to X, hits his patented swim move, once again finishes it off, sending the Whipsnakes to their millionth final in a row, something like that. Heartbreak for the Atlas. Absolute joy, jubilation from the Whipsnakes. What a game. Let's look at that one more time and hear from our own on-field reporter. Oh wait, that's me too.
Alright, first ever live update after that first game. Atlas Whipsnakes went into overtime. Levi Anderson, my team messed up. Why did we trade him? Either way, this crowd in Hofstra, everyone kind of left though. But during the game, it was loud. I got a couple clips. It was elite. Trevor Baptiste dominated nardella. Big surprise. That overtime period was absolutely ridiculous. It almost went all the way through the quarter. I think it only went till 4 minutes left in the period. What's up, Mom? Mom, say hi. Mom, say hi. I don't know. That was awesome. This crowd's electric. I'm having a great time. On to Chaos Archers.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Very nice to hear from you. Glad you enjoyed the game. Yeah, I agree. That move was absolutely unstoppable. The rookies carried this game for both teams, honestly. And I don't know how the Whips just keep making it to all these finals appearances. Props to them. That was easily the best pro game I've ever seen in person. And I've been to a lot. I mean, I've been going to these games since probably 2015, once or twice a year. So out of 15 15, 20 games, something like that I've seen. That's number one. Crowd was awesome. The vibes were off the charts. Great on the field action. Sad for the Atlas, but geez, man, the Whips really earned it. Now, as always, we're going to wrap this up by just going over some of the notable players, some of their notable performances. First off, from the Whipsnakes, Colin Heacock and Levi Anderson had a hat trick each, both of them with 3 goals. T.J Malone, he had 3 goals and 1 assist on the day, plus a bunch of other hustle plays and the ones that don't show up on the stat sheet. Matt Dunn didn't have a great statistical performance, but he certainly played great, locking up Jeff Teat for a lot of this game. Maybe not locking him up, but stunting his usual great performance. Brennan Krebs had 17 saves, saving 65% of shots. He 1000% was the X factor in this one and the reason the Whipsnakes won. The entire Atlas offense played pretty good, honestly. I'm not going to name one individual because they did really spread the love. It was a great team effort from them, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. They couldn't get past Brennan Krebs and the Whips enough times to win. On the defensive end, Brett Makar with a fantastic game. 4 caused turnovers, 3 ground balls. His line mate Rexrode had 2 caused turnovers and 3 ground balls. And that wraps up this incredible game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're here next week when we're covering the PLL championship. I'm waiting for it all year. That will be, I guarantee you, the best game of the entire season. We're getting the Archers versus the Whipsnakes, 2 sick teams. They're gonna put it all on the line. I cannot wait. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you like the video. It helps me out so much. You don't understand. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for joining me for this wonderful game. I'm so pumped about it. All right, have a good one, guys.